I wanted to make a short video. This is because today is now April 7th, 2026. I have been arrested by Ardmore Police on April 9th, 2022, 4 years ago. They still don't want to tell the truth. They already do know the truth. They've known the truth for, ever since February 18th, you know, 2001, when Dale Earnhardt Sr. faked his death. They've known the truth since then. The police just keep sitting on the truth. What I noticed the police will do, they'll come up and they'll test me. That's what they do. They test me every time to, see what's going to happen. Like when I was walking into Ardmore the other day, I was listening to my phone. I had my phone and I had my headset plugged into it, and I was listening to music as I was walking by. And I go underneath the highway. There's I-35. I'm going right underneath it. There was a guy in a tent. And I heard the guy try to say something to me, but I just kept going by. I was just listening to my music as I walked by. I go all the way to the other side, and something told me to stop. I stopped and turned around, and there were two cops talking to that guy as if they were trying to set me up for something. So you know what I said? I said, don't worry, I'm not afraid of you guys anymore. I really turned you into the FBI. You're going to, and I told them that they were going to be held accountable for something like Title 18, Section 241, conspiracy against rights, and Title 18, Section 242, deprivation of rights under color law. Now, when I said that, both cops got upset, and they were upset. You could tell they were, but they played it off. Right? So I kept walking away. And I walked all the way down. I went right by down the courthouse, went by the sheriff's station, and I came back across, through Broadway, and then I passed the same two cops again near the Dollar General. This by that little dairy station there on that one near the road that goes towards Grand and goes back down that road. The same two cops passed me again as I was walking, on the sidewalk and through someone's yard, and then they came up and they stopped me and started trying to talk to me on the road right across the street from the bowling alley. Then they tried to scare me, and a whole bunch of cops surrounded me. Now, what these cops did was they said, see, now they already know my name, and I know that because I recognize one of them, just by the words he said, and the other one, his name was Officer Reeve is his name. He knows Sean Finnerty. He knows Sean Kirk Finnerty. I already know he knows who I am too. He 100% knows who I am, and they just lie through their teeth, and they act like they don't know nothing. They wanted to ID me. They had no reason to ID me. I wasn't committing a crime. What I was doing was I was wearing this hat and this shirt. And I'll go ahead and put the hat on for you. And I'll show you the shirt. I was wearing this hat and this shirt. Now, the thing is, these police officers already know that they faked my daughter's death. These police officers have helped put me in jail to cover up the conspiracy they have against me. These police officers don't want to tell the truth because they know they can go to jail for it. So what they do is they try to steal my evidence. They try to put me in jail. They try to obstruct justice, and they try to find a way to make me mad so that they can try to arrest me. Number one, they're hiding the truth and they're obstructing justice. They will not tell the truth so that I can go get a job. I can't do anything but be homeless because those two piece of trash cops are sitting on the truth. Now, what they did do is they got my ID, and then he said this, "What's your business in Ardmore? What are you doing here? What are you doing all the way in Ardmore?" Because I was from Lone Grove. And I said, "Is it illegal for me to walk to Ardmore? Is it illegal?" And then he said, "What's your business in Ardmore?" And I said, "I'm shopping." And I had some cash in my wallet because Al Saxon gave me some money so I could have some money and go walk around Ardmore. So, because I can't work anywhere because the cops won't tell the truth. So anyway, he finally let me go, and then they quit stalking me. At least they pretended like they quit stalking me. When I left, I turned around and I saw two cops stalking me again right as I was leaving Ardmore, Oklahoma. They already know where I am before I get somewhere. They got this little thing where they're working with their friends. They don't use hand gestures anymore. They don't have to do that. They probably see somebody's car turn right, and then they know they have to turn right or turn left, but based on what somebody else does. They have their friends. They call themselves the witnesses. They call themselves the witnesses. Someone told me that many years ago. But anyway, they work with people and they try to do it where they're not on radio talking to people. They keep radio silence so that they can't get caught in what they're doing. But I can't prove it because they'll lie through their teeth and say they don't know anything. What they can't lie about, what they cannot lie about, is that they are torturing me, and they did fake my daughter's death, and they know it. They all know. Everyone knows in Carter County that these police are guilty of faking my daughter's death, and they're guilty of putting me in jail to shut me up. So anyway, I want you to remember that because they faked Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s death February 18, 2001. That's 25 years ago. The police don't want to tell the truth. They're proving they won't ever tell the truth unless someone puts the truth in their face. Pflugerville, Texas, right here. You can watch this. This is when they had arrested me around this time frame. It was actually I remember the cop. He tried to get me to sign this. I said, this isn't even today's date. This is like in the future. He goes, it's more like a week in the future. And he said, it's more like 2.5 weeks in the future. So they actually arrested me 2.5 weeks before this date, October 24th, 2019. They actually arrested me 2 weeks before, but the warrant was signed with the wrong date. And I can't prove it because, the cops will delete the body cam. They don't expect stuff to last this long. They probably even changed the date on the body cams because the warrant had the wrong date. This is video of, when I was right after I got to my house after leaving the mental hospital. Just watch. Now, a crazy thing, my neighbor came outside right as I got there, right as these two cars came pulled up. So I'm sure she called him. The problem is, that neighbor is Aaron Price, and she's related to the FBI agent here at Ardmore. No wonder they're able to keep tabs on me. My neighbor was his relative. No wonder it's easy. Plus, everybody at work is affiliated with the Carter County Police. Greg McGehee from the Catfish Restaurant, Dan Morelli. Dan Morelli looks like he might be related to Alan Wheeler from 8 Oklahoma, and probably Chris Blunt too. Chris Blunt was calling himself Michael Eckert, but it was Chris Blunt from Carter County, Oklahoma. There's a lot of people affiliated with it, and I know Sean Davis from Ardmore, the Plainview High School. He knows Chris Blunt. He does. He knows him. So anyway, just look at that date. Now watch what happens at this intersection. Just watch. Two cars just magically show up right at that intersection. Right as I'm getting up, and I get the guy's ID and his license plate. Right as I get up here, there's his license plate. I mean, you can track him down. He's sitting in the car. He's hired by Intel Corporation. The police will not tell the truth. Now, this is when I got arrested. Look at that, 2019. Now, here's 2022. I got arrested in Waco, Texas. I was injured so bad I could not walk. That's 2022. The year is now 2026. Ardmore, Oklahoma arrested me here. They won't tell the truth. Yukon. And the cops in Yukon, I recognize them. I think they knew a guy who called himself Jared Pazarski, who was at Leda Systems and Qualcomm Analog Logic, but I don't think his name's really Jared Pazarski. He used a fake name. In fact, I believe he's the person who knows April's cousin, Kara. She's related to April's cousin, Kara. I know that's her. She's a judge in Collin County. She was the youngest judge to pass the bar exam at that time. She was bragging about it. She's the youngest judge to pass the bar exam. That was her. And she called herself Heidi Pazarski, but I think her name's really Adrienne, something like, I don't know what her real name is. But I saw her. She's a judge in McKinney, Texas, or Collin County, Texas. She is. Around 2005, she was, or 2003 and 2004, around 2003, 2004, she was at Leda Qualcomm Analog Logic. Her son looks just like the guy Jared, but he has Heidi's nose. It's a very distinct nose. The little part right here hangs down a little bit. Also, I did live on the sidewalk in Los Angeles. 8 Oklahoma, they prosecuted me. They did prosecute me. Baltimore, Oklahoma did prosecute while hiding the truth about my daughter being alive and hiding the truth to why I was trying to force them to tell the truth. They won't tell the truth. Proof is, that was August 18th, 2022. Today's April 7th, 2026.